Does going on a getaway without your kids make you a bad mom? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to tell you now the answer is no. Okay. The answer is no. Many moms don't take a vacation because they feel shame and guilt, and the all-consuming nature of motherhood is just like blocking them from going. I saw a YouTube comment that said, and I'm going to read it to you. The only people who take vacations without their kids are couples who never took vacations before kids, or they did not want kids. Stop being greedy. Really? Really? Like, this is the type of stuff that moms are thinking in their head, and this is the type of stuff that people are saying to moms who want to take a break without their children. They say you're a bad mother. You say you're a bad mother. And realistically, it's just keeping you stuck and stressed at the house. And I say, taking a vacation without your children does not make you a bad mother. Period. End of story. One of the things I also see moms do is like guilt themselves into thinking, like, what if something happens to me while I'm gone? Or, what if something happens to them while I'm gone? So they're just like, oh, I can't go because what if something happens? Let me tell you, something could happen while you're with them, and something could happen while you're away. You cannot control that. So trying to stop your vacation in order to control that, it ain't gonna work, boo. It's just a spiral of bad vibes that's gonna just keep you in a space of desire. It could even take you to a space of resentment. It's definitely going to take you to a space of regret. I promise you. You are going to regret not doing these things because vacations are essential for mothers. Kid-free vacations are essential for mothers' emotional health, emotional wellness, and if you got a boo, it's essential for your relationship as well. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about that. All right. I've gone to Mexico, I've gone to Puerto Rico, I've gone to Belize, I've gone to Colombia, and I'm about to head to Bali in a few weeks without my children. They are 2 and 4. And I also have gone plenty of places with my children. But I have found that the kid-free vacations are the ones that allow me to really reconnect with myself. When I'm going with my husband, they allow me to really connect with my husband so we can just be us, right? And not be mom and dad. It allows me to do the things I really enjoy, to reconnect with the things I enjoy, and just have some adult fun in general, right? These are the times that I'm able to do that, and I'm able to just come back with a more refreshed spirit. I feel refreshed, right? I feel refreshed, and it really does help me show up as a better woman, which indeed helps me show up as a better mom, right? So if you want to take a vacation, if you want to take a kid-free vacation, don't allow people to shame you. Don't allow yourself to shame yourself. It does not make you a bad mother. It does not mean that you don't like your kids. A lot of times I hear people say, well, I went on vacation, but it doesn't mean I don't like my kids. You don't have to add that caveat to it. It doesn't mean that you don't like your kids. It doesn't mean like you don't like to be around your kids, right? It just means that you are indeed still an individual person, right? You are still a woman, and sometimes you need time to just be a woman and just be yourself, and that's okay. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about and sharing some of the reasons why it is important to take vacations without your kids. Some of the benefits that come from taking vacations without your kids. Here's some of the reasons. The first thing is, again, your emotional wellness and your personal development, right? Taking a vacation without your kids, taking a kid-free trip is not selfish. It's healthy. Let's let that marinate. It's not selfish. It's healthy. It's not something you feel guilty about. It's something that you should feel proud of yourself for doing. You are taking care of yourself, right? Nothing will change you more. Nothing will change your life as a mother more than free time. Okay? I believe this. I have seen this in my life. When my oldest daughter was a baby, I used to be up under her all the time. I breastfed her for a year and a half. And I was horrible with pumping. So I never really had a good schedule for pumping. So I never had enough milk for her to sustain herself long enough for me being away. So just imagine having to be on deck anytime somebody is hungry. Okay. So it was horrible. Like, I was tired, I was exhausted, it was just bad. And when I was able to open up my free time, find ways to get other people involved to support me and help me, honey, my whole life changed. My whole being changed. My whole ability to mother changed, right? I was able to reflect on my life. I was able to think about what I dream of and what I still want to do, right? I was actually able to set some goals for myself and try to achieve them. It's just the benefit of having unstructured time, right? Unstructured time lets your mind wander. And as a mom, your mind rarely gets a chance to wander. It's always thinking about what's the next to do. The next to do, right? Sometimes you just need time to let your mind wander so that you can have some new ideas about how to be more efficient in your life, how you want your life to be, right? I read articles that talk about how being able to have free time as a mother increases your happiness. It helps you to better manage stress. It also is linked to, having more satisfaction of your life. So having more satisfaction in life is tied to the amount of free time that you have as a mom. Imagine that. Also, it lowers the rates of depression. And sometimes we as Black women, we don't even know when we're depressed because we so strong. We're so on that strong Black woman tip that we don't even know that we're depressed, right? Having the time, especially as a mom, to just be alone and do nothing or do exactly and only what you feel like doing is going to help to lower the rate of you even having depression or you even being at a place where you just are not satisfied with your life. In addition to that, with regard to emotional wellness and development, it helps you be more self-aware, right? A lot of times when we're moms, we're just going. We don't even know what's going on in our brain, and we don't even know, and we're not watching ourselves as we are mothering, right? When you're always busy, you don't even realize it sometimes, but you're more easily able to react to things harshly and rashly, right? Because your brain is tired. Believe me, I tell my husband all the time, I be like, my brain is tired. I cannot, right? But it helps me to know that because I've had time to know when my brain is not tired, right? I've had time to be able to reflect and watch myself and be like, these are the times I feel like this. And when I act like this, it's because my brain is tired, right? So when you take time for yourself, you're able to clarify your emotions. Like, what are you even actually feeling? And why are you feeling that? As opposed to just suppressing it and ignoring it or avoiding it with social media or Netflix shows or whatever it is, right? You get to reflect on who you are today in this new version of yourself as a mom. And why are you that way? Do you still want to be that way? Right? What do you want to keep and what do you potentially want to get rid of? That is all a part of self-awareness. And if you don't even have time to think, right? A moment to pause and be away, or a significant amount of time to pause and be away, right? To actually have these thoughts in your brain and get them out, you never get the opportunity to fully be self-aware. And self-awareness is what allows you to show up as a better parent. Because you can see how some of the things that you're doing are not even tied to your children, the way they're acting or anything. Is really just tied to who you are. It's tied to your childhood wounds. It's tied to the way you were treated, right? When you're self-aware, you can see that and you can shift your behavior so that you don't affect your children in the same way that maybe some of the things that happened to you when you were a child affected you. Okay? So that's number one, right? Of why it's important for moms to take kid-free vacations. Emotional wellness and personal development. All right. The other thing is relationship building with your spouse or your partner. Now look, you have to remember, before you were a wife and a mother, you were just somebody's boo. Okay. You were just somebody's boo, right? And if you're not a wife, right? And maybe your boo came after your child, the reason why they are your boo is because at some point in time, you were just their boo, right? And so you have to be able to tap back into that. I've seen people say like, my wife would never leave our kids or by themselves, or I just can't get her to leave and go with me by myself on a vacation. Honey, if that's you, you need to stop. Okay? You need to stop, because it's really important for you to have alone time with your significant other or your husband for a significant amount of time, not just in the night when y'all about to go to bed and y'all both exhausted, right? Not even sometimes just on a weekend, right? When maybe like a Saturday when your parents come take the kids, right? You need to be able to have some time, right? Some time to relish in the feelings and the things that y'all used to do when you dated, right? Certain relationship building activities that you and your partner need to do cannot be done with kids around. Okay? Y'all know what I mean? So it's helpful to get some quiet time, right? To help you to rekindle your connection with the boo. Remember why y'all came together in the first place. Y'all didn't, I mean, you may have wanted to have kids, but y'all didn't come together just for the kids. And then when the kids come, let me tell you, kids gonna test every single relationship you have. Especially your relationship with your partner, and most especially the relationship you have with yourself. So, we already talked about yourself in number one, right? Now we're talking about the relationship with your partner. Make sure that you're spending some quality time with that person, right? Because having children really can restrict that relationship. It makes it hard to even just have basic conversation with them, right? That ain't centered around these children's. And going away is like, it's just like, I feel like it's like the ultimate antidote to all of the shenanigans that y'all deal with day to day. It is the ultimate antidote, right? So make sure that you know that it's important to take a kid-free vacation to help build, right, in your relationship, rebuild and rekindle in your relationship. All right. So that's number two. Number three is adults need to play too. All right. This is to me is one of the most important things. People say all the time, just like in the comment I talked about earlier, people say all the time, like, once you have children, you can no longer XYZ. You can no longer go out to the club. You can no longer go on dates. You can no longer travel. You can no longer, like, stop. I just can't with that. Like, I can't. Because they feel like it's not about you anymore. Like, they tell you, like, it's not about you anymore, it's about your kids. Woohoo! How? Like, what other role do we tell somebody it's not about you anymore? Right? You can no longer be focused on you anymore now that you're ex. There's no other role that we tell people that except for moms. And it's unfair and it's toxic. I'm gonna just say it's a very toxic mentality to have. It's a fast road to burnout and resentment. So just imagine you have your kids. My daughters are toddlers. Imagine if you took all their toys away. And you also told them, you know what, in addition to these toys, you can now play with your friends. But I want you to be nice and kind. I want you to have a good attitude, because it's not about you anymore. How would they act? They would act a fool, right? They'd be like, what is wrong with this person? Is she crazy? And it's the same thing for you as an adult. We as adults are just kids in big bodies, okay? We are just kids in big bodies. We have more responsibilities. Realistically, we are kids in big bodies. So, if you like spending time with your friends, you need to be able to do that because that is adult play. If you like going out with your girls, if you like going on dates with your husband, if you enjoy that time, you need to do that because that is adult play. If you like going on trips without children to do adult things like cackle and laugh or party and dance or whatever you trying to do on your adult vacation, you need to do that because that is adult play, and adult play is important. It is just as important to you as an adult as it is to children, right? I find so much release and fun in going on dates weekly with my husband, whether we in the house, whether we go out, whatever it is. I find so much joy in, having an actual calendar where my friends can book time with me and we can make sure that we link up and we go to brunch and we just sit at the park, or we just catch up and have time to figure out what's going on and how this adulting is treating us. I have so much fun, right? When I go on a trip, like I'm about to go with my best friend to celebrate her 40th birthday in Bali with some of her friends who I've known for decades. And me and her have been friends for 30 plus years, and we get to just be ourselves and just talk about whatever we want to talk about and just reflect on our life and how far we've come and the women we've become. And just, I mean, seriously, this is adult fun. This is adult play. And it is important for adults to have this type of thing in their life. It is important for you as a mom to have adult play. Period. I don't care what nobody say about, you can't do it anymore because of XYZ. Tell them kick rocks. So these are the three things, right? These are the three things that you need to know are the reason why it's so important for you to take a kid-free vacation. And realistically, if you're somebody who feels like you want to take a kid-free vacation, but you feel like you can't make it happen, right? Because you have a lot of internal battle in your mind about whether or not it makes you a bad mom or whether or not you should do it, or you have people in your circle who are telling you you can't do it because you can't focus on you anymore. Honey, this is why you need to be working with me. Like, we need to be working together. I can help you overcome that so you can take the trips that you are trying to take. You can have the adult fun that you are trying to have, right? One of the biggest things that I know is that as a mom, like, taking a trip can feel like, mental and logistical gymnastics. Like, it's so many things that you need to overcome mentally in order to make it happen. So many problems to solve. And then logistically, like, you just got to make sure that everything is in order before you leave, right? And there's actually a video I did about, how to make sure that you don't have to do a to-do list for the dad of your children. So if you have not seen that, make sure you check that out. But yeah, you're just trying to make things in order. And, however, but I also know if taking a trip feels like a lot of work, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You have to have systems. You have to have support. You have to have strategies, right? To make taking a getaway feel less like work, make it feel less stressful, and make it feel more simple to do for you to do it. All right. And that's what I can help you do. I can help you automate your travel savings so you don't have to figure out like how much money you have. I can help you easily build an itinerary. This is what I do in my one-on-one coaching so that you don't have to like stress and be overwhelmed with all the sites, right? I can help you find deals online, the best deals that you need for your trip, whether it's a flight deal or an actual, all-inclusive package, whatever it is. You need to be able to have the childcare that you trust, right? You also need to be able to incorporate habits into your life so that taking a getaway is is pretty much a norm, right? It's not something that like feels like you're lifting a weight that's so heavy. It's just a weight you've always been lifting. And so your body and your household and your environment is okay, right? It's able to hold the weight, you taking a break and stepping away, right? So this is what I've helped myself do. I've been a mom for 4 years. I have 2 children. They're 2 and 4. And this is what I help myself do. And this is what I can help you do in my one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested, click the link in my description and book a call with me. We can talk about, working together to plan your next 3 getaways. And also sign up for my email list. I am planning something really big, y'all. It's going to be the very first one-day summit for moms who are planning to take kid-free vacations. That's vacations, that's momcations, that's girlfriends getaways, that's staycations, whatever you're trying to take without your kids. This is the summit for you if you want to know how to do it. I'm bringing in moms who are experienced in doing it. I am going to be sharing my experience, all the things that I've learned to be able to make this a lot easier. We are going to have some giveaways as well. So make sure that you're on my email list so that you are one of the first to know about this summit. The link is in the description as well. All right. That's it. That's all. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, drop me a comment. Also, if you do like this video, then I know you are one of my people. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel so that you can learn more about taking kid-free vacations and transforming your life through travel. Okay. And until we meet again, stay tripping.